What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
Keanu Reeves is one of those people who look fearless on screen, but in real life, he is known for helping others, treating everyone with kindness and expecting nothing in return. Millions know him as Neo, John Wick, and the hero who always finds a way to overcome impossible odds. But behind those unforgettable characters is a man who has endured a lifetime of heartbreaking loss. He lost his closest friend. He lost his daughter before she was even born. And just when things couldn't get worse, he lost the love of his life. So how did a man who experienced so much tragedy become one of the kindest people in Hollywood? Let's dive in. A troubled childhood. Keanu Charles Reeves was born on September 2, 1964, in Beirut, Lebanon. His mother, Patricia Taylor, was a costume designer from Essex, England. His father, Samuel Nolan Reeves Jr., was a geologist with Hawaiian and Portuguese roots. His Hawaiian name, Keanu, means cool breeze over the mountains. Sadly, his life was the complete opposite of his name from the very beginning. When Keanu was only 3 years old, his father left his family and never came back. Patricia had to raise Keanu and his younger sister, Kim, on her own. She searched for a better life and kept moving from one place to another before eventually settling in Canada. Keanu never had a permanent home. He grew up with 3 different stepfathers, Paul Aaron, Robert Miller, and Jack Bond. And he attended over 4 different high schools in just 5 years. All of it left him feeling unsettled, making it difficult for him to trust that anything in his life would truly last. Dyslexia made school a daily challenge. His grades suffered, and one school expelled him. Each move and each goodbye made it harder for him to trust anyone. Still, one person remained in Keanu's heart, and fate was about to bring him back for one brief moment. When Keanu turned 13, his father contacted him after 10 years of silence. Keanu traveled to Kauai, Hawaii, hoping they could finally reconnect. Their time together lasted only briefly before another 10 years of silence followed. Through every disappointment, his mother kept encouraging her son and introduced him to theater and film. That small push by Patricia gave Keanu something he never truly had before, a dream worth chasing. Finding his path. As Keanu grew older, he found comfort in 2 places. He spent hours on the ice playing hockey as a goalie, where people called him the Wall because of his fearless defense. It was during that time that he joined a theater production of Damn Yankees. Standing on that stage gave him a feeling he had never known before, and acting slowly became his escape. That one moment on stage helped Keanu see a future he had never imagined before. At 16, Keanu left high school and moved to Los Angeles with nothing except hope and determination. He slept on friends' couches, worked small jobs, and attended every audition he could find. Every new day became another chance to prove himself. In 1984, he landed a small role in the Canadian television series Hanging In. Soon after, he appeared in a Coca-Cola commercial and a short film. Every small role brought Keanu one step closer to the dream he refused to give up. Casting agents urged him to change his name because they thought Keanu sounded too foreign, so he briefly used Casey Reeves and Casey Reeves. But he soon returned to his real name, choosing to succeed as himself instead of pretending to be someone else. In 1986, he appeared in Youngblood, where he played a hockey goalie, a role that reminded him of his younger years. In 1987, River's Edge showed people that he could do much more than small television parts. Directors and critics finally started paying attention to him. Everything slowly began falling into place. Then he landed the role of Ted in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The movie became a huge success, earning over $40 million at the box office and introducing Keanu to audiences around the world. Years of hard work had finally brought Keanu to the moment he had always hoped for. During the early 1990s, he also starred in Point Break and My Own Private Idaho. Hollywood had finally started opening its doors to Keanu, and his dream had finally come true. But fate was quietly writing a very different story behind the bright lights of Hollywood. Life falls apart. River Phoenix was much more than a friend to Keanu Reeves. They first met while working on Parenthood and quickly formed a close bond. They rode motorcycles together, shared long conversations, and trusted each other like brothers. In 1991, they worked together in My Own Private Idaho. River almost refused the role, but Keanu rode 1,300 miles from Toronto to Florida on his motorcycle just to convince him. That journey showed how deeply he believed in his friend. And then, something terrible happened. On October 31, 1993, while filming Speed with Sandra Bullock, Keanu received the devastating news that his close friend, River Phoenix, had died from a drug overdose outside the Viper Room in Hollywood. River was only 23 years old. The loss left Keanu heartbroken, and a part of him never truly recovered. In 1994, Speed became a huge success and turned Keanu into one of Hollywood's biggest action stars. Success filled movie theaters, but it could not fill the empty place River left behind. Time moved forward, and life quietly gave Keanu a reason to smile again. In 1998, Keanu met Jennifer Syme at a party for his band Dogstar. Jennifer worked as a production assistant for David Lynch, and their relationship quickly became serious. In 1999, they learned they were expecting a baby girl named Ava Archer. They prepared a nursery and looked forward to becoming parents. They never imagined their happiest moment would become their deepest sorrow. On December 24, 1999, only one day before Christmas, Ava was stillborn. The devastating loss left Keanu and Jennifer heartbroken. As they struggled to cope with their grief, their relationship slowly began to fall apart, and they eventually separated. Then, in early 2001, Keanu and Jennifer decided to give their relationship another chance. But fate had one more cruel twist waiting for them. On April 1, 2001, the two met for brunch in San Francisco. They said goodbye, believing they would see each other again. They never did. In the early hours of the following morning, Jennifer was killed in a car crash in Los Angeles. She was just 28 years old. Once again, Keanu found himself standing at the funeral of someone he loved. Jennifer was laid to rest beside their daughter Ava at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery. Within less than 2 years, Keanu had lost both his child and the woman he had hoped to spend his life with. For many people, that kind of grief would have been impossible to recover from. Yet instead of letting tragedy define him, Keanu chose to respond in a way that few expected. Kindness through pain. After losing so many people he loved, many expected Keanu Reeves to become bitter. Instead, he chose a different path. In 1991, his sister, Kim Reeves, was diagnosed with leukemia. Her fight lasted almost 10 years. Keanu moved closer to her so he could spend more time by her side. He helped care for her, supported her through treatment, and paid for medical costs without seeking attention. Her battle changed the way he looked at life. Success gave Keanu wealth, but he chose to use it to help others instead of himself. The world admired Keanu for The Matrix, but few knew how generous he was behind the scenes. He quietly donated part of his earnings to leukemia research and supported a private cancer foundation without seeking attention. On movie sets, he surprised crew members with gifts and bonuses and treated stunt performers with deep respect. People also admired his simple acts of kindness, like giving up his seat on public transportation and helping strangers without expecting anything in return. Away from movie sets, Keanu followed the passions that brought him peace and purpose. Keanu built the Arch Motorcycle Company because he loved motorcycles and wanted to create something meaningful. He later worked with Alexandra Grant to start X-Artists Books, bringing artists and writers together through creative projects. Alexandra also became an important part of his personal life, and their relationship brought quiet happiness after many difficult years. Today, Keanu Reeves stands as one of Hollywood's biggest stars, with films earning billions of dollars around the world. Yet people remember him for something greater than box office success. They remember his kindness, humility, and the way he treats others with respect. Keanu's story shows us that true strength is not about avoiding loss. It is about choosing kindness, hope, and love, even after life breaks you apart. So after hearing all this, what part of this story touched you the most? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video fascinating, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, because we'll be uploading more incredible stories like this one in the coming weeks. Until then, see ya!